What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to yet another video. Today, we're gonna go over 6 things that I hate about my Tesla. I got so many family members, so many friends that always ask me, dude, how's the car? Is there anything you don't like about the car? How's this work? How's that work? And I was like, you know what? Let me just make a video first of the things that I can't absolutely stand about my Tesla. And there's 6 of them. But before we get started, if you guys are new to the channel, please make sure you guys subscribe. And if you guys do end up liking this video, please make sure you guys destroy that like button for me. Now, for those of you guys that are wondering what kind of model Tesla I have a 2020 Tesla Model 3 Performance. Now, I initially had a Model S pre-ordered. Then everyone on Twitter started going absolutely crazy talking about, oh, there's going to be a refresh on the Model S. When's the refresh coming? Will there be a refresh? And Elon Musk tweeted out and said, you know what? We're not going to do a refresh, but there's just going to be some minor updates to the Model S, kind of like there has been in the past couple of years. And then my business sense kicked in, and I thought, even if a refresh was coming up, it's not like Elon Musk is going to tell us that a refresh is coming up, because he obviously doesn't want to hurt the current sales that are happening right now on the Tesla models. So I thought to myself, you know what? Let me just play it safe. Let me order a Model 3. I went, actually, to be honest, first of all, I went and I looked at a used Model 3. And it literally cost only $500 cheaper than a brand new version. I was like, dude, screw this, there's no point. The car holds its value like 99%. And I was like, you know what, let me just pick up a performance model. And that's the model I've been driving for the past 7 months. Now, I do eventually plan on picking up a Model S here probably in the summer, so stay tuned. We'll see exactly what happens if a refresh does come out. I know they just upped the range to about 390 miles on the Model S. So a lot of stuff happening. The Model Y just dropped. People are starting to get their pre-orders on that. So we'll see exactly what's going to happen. But first of all, let's go into the 6 things that I hate about the Model 3 Performance Tesla that I have. First thing I hate, I live in Michigan and the winters here get pretty cold, and the Model 3 doesn't have a heated steering wheel, which absolutely sucks. Seeing how most of the cars in the Model 3's price category have one, I definitely would like to see that on the Model 3 in future refreshes of this car. Second thing I hate about my Model 3, it is the auto dimming mirrors on this car. Now, because of how low this car sits to the ground, literally anyone that is behind you, especially at nighttime when you're driving, it feels like they are just blinding you. Even if they don't have their high beams on, it feels like just regular lighting will literally blind you when anyone's driving behind you guys. It really doesn't give you an option to choose how dim you want the mirrors to get. It just says auto dimming in the user manual. And honestly, it feels like it hasn't worked since I bought the car 7 months ago. Next up, we have the third thing I hate about my Model 3. Say it's a beautiful day, you just got a car wash and you just want to go for a cruise with the window open. You get some dust on your windshield, or say a bird shits on it, and you go to hit the windshield washer fluid, only to get hit with a tsunami of fluid inside the car. I've had at least 10 different cars in my lifetime, and I can't remember one of them completely dousing the inside of my car from the driver's side with windshield washer fluid when I used it if the window was open. And even if your driver's side window is closed, it's just as bad, because the washer fluid just covers the whole window, and you'll have to just end up cleaning it when you get home anyway. Next up, we have the fourth thing that I hate about my Tesla, and that is the connectivity issues that you guys will have with your phone when you guys are using your phone as a key card to get into the car. Say you guys leave the grocery store and it's absolutely freezing outside. You only have 2 bags, so there's no need to put them in the trunk. So you go to get in the car and the door doesn't open. And it won't open unless you go into your pocket or your purse and pull out your phone and open the Tesla app. I'd say that this happens to me probably every 2 out of 10 times, which is enough to piss you off, especially when the weather's cold outside. And then the 5th thing that I hate about my Tesla, and it's pretty much something that every Tesla owner obviously is going to deal with, and that is the range anxiety that you guys get when you guys drive longer distances. Now, obviously you guys are thinking to yourself, wait, you get 310 miles with a full charge. How do you possibly have range anxiety? True, but when you're driving this car in the winter time, that 310 miles honestly is probably 230 or 240 miles, which if you get caught in traffic, there's a snowstorm, and you're using the heat, the radio, everything, it literally starts to drain your battery super fast. I feel like, to be honest, if your car is at a full charge at 310, you honestly feel like you only get 200 miles of range out of the car on a full charge. Now, I do have a Tesla charger installed in my garage, and I feel like this winter I've charged my Tesla literally every night, if not every night, every other day, just to maintain my normal driving habit. Now, yes, there are Tesla superchargers around me, but those sometimes are packed and you may have to wait for a spot. Obviously, you do have the Tesla software that lets you know how many stalls are currently being used at which location, which does help you prepare for those situations. But that's definitely something that's only going to get worse unless they start building a lot more supercharging stations around the country, which they are in the process of doing. Then when you do charge it, it does take anywhere from 20 to 30 minutes to get close to a full charge, which isn't the end of the world because I feel like I only use a supercharger station once every 2 to 3 weeks. Not to mention you have countless games you can play or streaming services to watch when you're waiting. So for me, this one isn't that terrible, but I still hate it nonetheless. However, I will say this, the 250 kilowatt V3 supercharging stations are starting to be built around the country, and those actually will give you up to 200 miles of range in just 15 minutes of charge, which will definitely make those road trips way more convenient, seeing how the average person spends about 10 to 15 minutes per pit stop anyway to refuel and use the bathroom and maybe just grab some food. Now, side note, I did go to NBA All-Star Weekend last month and obviously took my Tesla there. And on the way back, I left Chicago with 270 miles and I did not stop to charge my car until I got home. And when I did get home, I only had 7 miles left of range. I was absolutely panicking the last like 20 miles because honestly with the cold and you can't predict the traffic sometimes or what's gonna happen, it does get scary. And you feel like the last 15 miles, even if you try to gun the car and keep going, it does not wanna go. It just keeps its average speed until you get home. I definitely will not be trying that again. So, well, at least in the winter time, I won't be trying it again. In the summer, full charge, not a problem at all from here to Chicago, from Detroit to Chicago. But in the winter time, definitely be careful because that range, you have no control over how much range you're gonna get, it feels like. And then there's the sixth and final thing I hate about my Tesla, and that is the full self-driving capability on the car. I feel like all of us Tesla owners forked over $5,000 to $7,000 for the full self-driving capability, and it's still not here. Yes, there is improvements every week through software updates. I mean, you get the stop signs now, you get the traffic lights now, but it still isn't here. And they told us by the end of last year it should have been here, I feel like. And now here we are getting ready to go into summer and it's still not here. So it's definitely annoying that you pay all that money up front, and I feel like hopefully we'll see. Actually, we'll see. Let me just stop. Let me see what happens here in the next couple of months and we'll revisit the situation. But as for now, I feel like a lot of Tesla owners are disappointed with the full self-driving capability, seeing how it should have been already out by now. Now, all jokes aside, all negative things aside from those 6 things that I hate about my Tesla, there is honestly a million things that I love about this car that honestly I feel like would take me months to talk about. I mean, just the autopilot alone, especially if you guys drive somewhere where there's a lot of traffic, you guys are in that heavy duty rush hour traffic, I feel like the autopilot alone on this car literally overshadows and outweighs these 6 things I hate about the car just by itself. That doesn't even get into the safety, the fun, the functionality, and how easy this car just makes your life on a daily basis. I mean, there's so many things we can talk about of why I love this car, but honestly, I feel like people are always asking me, are there any downsides to the car? And I feel like, you know what? Let me just make a quick video because there are a few that bother me. And I mean, honestly, all these can be fixed with future updates and refreshes on the car. So not the end of the world. Let me put it to you this way. Once you guys get in a Tesla and you hit the throttle and you get that instant torque instead of that lag that you get with a regular car, it's hard to go back to driving a regular car. It just makes the whole driving experience even more fun. And I honestly don't see myself going back to another car unless it's a hypercar like a McLaren or something like that. I honestly don't see myself buying anything else other than a Tesla going forward, especially with the Cybertruck coming out and stuff like that. I just feel like I'm spoiled now and I can't go back to a regular car. So that's gonna wrap it up, guys, for the video. Those are the 6 things that I hate about my Tesla Model 3 performance. I hope I answered some of the questions for you guys that you guys have been asking me. I feel like all you guys asked me the same questions. What's bad about the car? It's too good to be true. There's gotta be something that you hate about it. Those are the 6 things I hate about it. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you guys hit that like button if you guys did enjoy the video. And yeah, YouTube. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace! Slip start. Slip start's enabled. Alright, we're gonna slow down. We're gonna try and see how this slip start is. Try not to take out someone's mailbox. Actually, I better put my hat forward because... Alright. 3, 2, 1. Whoa! Oh my god, this slip start, it definitely works. All right, next up, we're gonna turn off the slip start. Track mode. Whoa!